Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to speak about the subject of what is the meaning of true love. There's so many different ways of interpreting it, but let's start with the unconditional love that a mother has for their child. That is in some way true love because no matter what the child does, most mothers will love them and protect them in whatever way they can. And it's debatable sometimes when they say like, well, what if your child murdered someone? Or what if your child did something extremely bad? Would you still want to defend them? I do think that that even if you were to give them out to the police, most mothers, I'll say 95%, 99%, something like that, will still love their child unconditionally. Because that's just in some way the instinct, the bond that someone has with their child. But what is true love and its meaning in other forms? Well, true love can be the love that someone has for oneself, meaning the love that you cherish your own body, you cherish your own mind, you cherish the people around you, and at the same time you cherish the world, because after all, the world is a very, very delicate place. We take it for granted, but it's very, very fragile. And it's kind of like the things that we always have from the day we were born. We always take them for granted. Food on our table, well, at least for people in the Western world, would be food on our table, a roof over our head, clothes, schooling, and even the unconditional love of one's parents and family members, if you have an extended family. And the moment that you lose them, the moment that they go away, is the moment that you start noticing that it was the whole world for you. And what was just something that you took for granted was actually very, very fragile, because we always want things to stay the same. We always like, as human beings, I think it's in our instinct that we don't like so much change. We like stability. But the world is only stable in a sort of illusionary way. It's just an illusion. The fact is that we're here on Earth for 70, 80, 90, 100 years if you're lucky. And we encompass that the whole life, the whole world is that. But you need to understand that there's billions and billions of years of evolution. There's billions and billions of years of the world having changed and transformed itself from the moment when it was getting hit by millions of meteorites, from that moment where there was explosions of volcanoes all over the world, where there was basically 99.9% of species that have ever existed on this earth have become extinct. Yet we only see this little part of the world. This little moment now is our world, is our everything. And we think that things are always stable because we take it for that little amount of time, when you're basically just seeing things. But 70, 80 years, even 100 years, is just a mere little pixel, a mere grain of sand in the life of the world. So the fake stability that we're seeking does not exist, because literally everything is ever changing. Nothing is everlasting. And even the things that we know of from the Middle Ages and from 100 BC and all these things, they're just a mere little speck in what the world has given to us. Yet we love them, yet we give them meaning. We cherish these things in some way, and at the same time I do think that we understand as human beings, even though we may have very different beliefs and all these things, we know that when someone that we love goes away, passes away and stuff, that's why we cry. We know that things will never be the same. And it can happen in different moments of your life too. Let's say if you graduate from college, or you move away from your hometown, go from one job to the other. Often, even though you know it's for the good, in some way you had that love for that moment in your life, and you know that it'll never come back. And that's why I think at the same time we look at old pictures and stuff, and we look at them fondly, because, well, they were in some way better moments. And by better moments, we realized that they were moments where maybe we were more naive, or where we thought that everything was going to go the same way forever. And we love them for that purpose, for that meaning, because they were just beautiful moments in the history of your life, of the world. And I do think that sometimes also the meaning of love is being able to let go of things, being able to not let them overtake you. And that can be situations, that can be, again, jobs, that can be friends, and that can be even sometimes family members or significant others, because no matter how much we want things to always stay stable and always the same, well, people change, and sometimes people need to move on to different things beyond whatever they had, and you know that the other person is not really going in that same direction as you, so you can still keep them close to your heart, and maybe with some luck you can find some compromise and sometimes keep them in your life in some way or another. But the way that it was at that time is just a faint memory, and there's no need to forget about these moments. It still was love, it still was meaningful. So my point is to basically enjoy every part of your life, and even love the sadness sometimes, because it means you're alive in some way. And honestly, try to love the whole world. Like, be gentle to ants, be gentle to spiders, be gentle to any form of living life, because it's just so rare to even have it, to even be able to say, hey, I'm alive. So definitely, like, being able to understand that everybody kind of has their own little purpose, and to accept them as part of your thing, even if a bee would like sting you and stuff like that. Well, just accept it and enjoy the pain if you got stung, but try to love them too, because they did say many times in many articles, many documentaries, many things, that if there were no ants, no insects at all in this world, well, within 50 years of the world, well, there wouldn't be any life on Earth at all. Whereas if we were to get extinct as humans, flourish much more. So because we have that extra intellect, that extra creativity, well, now I think it's our turn to start becoming more creative in the way of giving back and showing more that love to one another and showing love to the world. Because if there's no life, well, then there's no love, and that's all that matters, and that's all that is, really. Okay, that's it. That's all I have to say. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.